board and when.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Brittany. Go get them babies and take care of them.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, so other than the things you're grateful for, write down some goals that are going to push you today, but also that are achievable for today. Write down some I am affirmations. And me personally, I like to keep track of how I spend my time in my recharge journal. It's in the same section where you get the journals, like the self-care journal and stuff that Lisa's talked about in the past. And this is just helping me on how I spend my time. To take a few moments, write those down. Finding the gratitude in the things has helped me so much. I'll be totally straight up with everybody. Yesterday, I celebrated 7 years clean. And I looked back and I realized when I started practicing gratitude is when things started actually happening for me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to log in. I don't know if this is how they do it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and log into our back office. Thank you. And read a couple things I saw there yesterday that I think is relevant for team news. Everybody knows Operation Winning Summer Edition is back. May just be for 4K and 12K, but hey, that's wonderful. If you are already at one of those ranks, if you're at 4K, run for 12K because I believe in each and every one of you, and I know you can freaking do it. If you have already hit 12K, how many people in your team below you, or your team below you, their team below them, how many people can you help hit those ranks? I think that is just wonderful that they did that. If you're still in your first 90 days, of course, you have those rookie boards. That's just freaking amazing. Okay, so Lavelle has been asking for everybody to send in their, yes, VIP plus that 4K is very huge. Thank you. Lavelle's asking for your personal transformations. Now, instead of sending it to the My Thrive Experience, they're asking you to send it to calls@lavelle.com. They want to know your name, your promoter or customer ID name, ID number, the date you started thriving, your before and after photos, and your transformation story. I think that's really huge. And then they're also asking for your promoter story. They want to get new people on promoters on the move from 4K to 40K. They want to know your experience, your day 1, your day 3, your day 10, how you got to where you are, any tips to help other promoters achieve it. And I think that's cool that they're just coming out and asking everybody, do this. I sure will write that in the chat. Don't worry. As soon as Starr takes over, I'm going to get all that information in there for you. Also, I don't know who has seen it or not. They added to the Cloud Office brand new training, little tidbits, bite-sized training. It's just amazing. They got OPE, other people's efforts, validating Thrive. Why do you put your name on Lavelle? I just smacked my lamp. That was funny. Let the 3 steps sell themselves. Sampling, follow-ups, strategy, passion for Thrive, experience. Apply what you learn. Consistency tips. Number 1 tip for rapid growth, making a comeback, pushing through obstacles to grow your business. It's just some amazing stuff there. And of course, we started going over the Operation Winning. With the rookie board, if you're in your very first 90 days of being a promoter, you are eligible for this. They got some great things. Like I think it's the first 15 or 20 people that can get things. It starts off at $12,000. Every 2 weeks, you have the opportunity to win $12,000, $10,000, $8,000. It's like every 2,000, and then they go into Thrive credits. The lowest is 250 Thrive credits. So if you're brand new within your first 90 days, I'd love to see you on this leaderboard. Side sisters, upline, downline, it doesn't matter. Reach out. I know somebody would absolutely love to help you. So we went over a little bit of that. Okay. Would anybody like to put some things in the chat on what they're grateful for today? Starr should be joining us in just a few moments.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You ready to take it?
I can take it, yeah, but I want to let everybody know that I am on the road and there are a lot of crazy drivers.
All right.
So-
well, I'm going to shut up and let you take it.
First, I just have to say, just a life tip. When you are on the road, think about other people, not just yourself, and be very observant of your surroundings. We almost seen an accident, like literally right in front of our faces, because somebody is in a rush. Okay, we all have the same 24 hours of the day. There is no place worth getting to that also puts you and other people at risk. Okay, I just had to put that out there. I know that one of our thriving sisters, one of her family members went through something because somebody thought it was more important to check their phone, and now her entire life has been altered. Okay. All right. So I honestly questioned my level of insanity. Like after I typed my topic to Brittany, every time that I've signed up for one of these, I'm like, I don't know what my topic is. Like I am a squirrel brain. My thoughts are everywhere. And I just thought to myself, I was like, time management is something that I am not good at. I'll be very, very honest. But then I thought deeper into it and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is just a great way for me to, I guess, hold myself accountable to practice what I preach, if that makes sense. I should have labeled this working smarter, not harder. But hey, it all goes hand in hand. Okay. So I think that maybe some of us should hold each other accountable, be like, hey, how are you sticking with that time management plan that you have? So one of the biggest struggles that I hear from people, from my team and, sidelines and whatnot, is that they don't have enough time. They don't have enough time between work, their family life, classes. A lot of people are homeschooling their children now. And those who aren't homeschooling, a lot of their kids are off for summer break anyway. So I know that we have, a lot of things, we get busy, you know what I mean? But there is a way to make it work. Seriously, even if you're at a 9-to-5 job and you're not allowed on your phone, I guarantee to you that you have to tinkle at least once during those 8 hours, okay? Take your phone with you, okay? And don't be like, ew, Starr, that's gross, that's so unsanitary. Okay, well, if that's how you roll, that's fine. But come on, who doesn't take their phone to the bathroom with them? And no offense if you don't, okay? There's 1,000 ways to the beach. But I do a lot of my story work while I'm peeing. Sorry if that's TMI. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. So one of the number one ways to, prep. All right, we're going to look at the prepping side of things real quick. And it does complement like time management, okay? And that's batching. Batch posting, prepping your posts, your photos, your stories, your reels, your lives, like legit every single thing, okay? Having a system in place, even when people reach out to you about Thrive. I have a system in place. I'm thankful for Brittany Hyder for sharing that system with me. Of course, I tweaked it a bit to make it best fit me and my team. And I'm sure even the gals and the guys on my team have tweaked it a bit to fit them. Again, 1,000 ways to the beach, right? Now, I do want to say, as I go over this and when I dip into the time management side, this is for mainly Facebook, okay? I know that the ladies that are going to be on next Friday, one of them's like really focused on Instagram. So I think that the way she blocks her time with Instagram included will be very helpful. Yes, I'm going to share everything, my love, and it's being recorded. So just with that in mind, just know that this is mainly Facebook focused, okay? I'm trying my hand at Instagram. I've been doing reels. I batched like 10 reels the other day. So, but this is my level of quote unquote expertise, not calling myself an expert. So posts. Now, Megan does a weekly Zoom every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. If that doesn't fit into your schedule, you can either hit the replay up or you can set that time aside and be accountable for yourself. I also know that I have found some other batching posts on YouTube. I'm sorry, batching videos on YouTube that have better fit like my vibes. So I've been turning to that. You can also go to Pinterest. Y'all, if you don't have Pinterest, I don't know what you're even doing with your life. Like, seriously, search for blog posting ideas. All right. You can follow the days of the week format. So, like Motivation Monday, Payday or Transformation Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Thankful Transformation Thursday, Flex or Fab Friday, Small Business Saturday, whatever it be. And you can create at least one post that you put thought, like severe thought into. When I say severe, I don't mean it like, like severe sickness, but you know what I'm saying. Like you actually sit there, you write it out, you type it out, and you prepare. So I like to do pen to paper, or you can use a notepad in your device. All right. I personally don't make posts longer than 3, I guess you could say paragraphs, but some of them aren't even paragraphs. Some of them is like 1 sentence or 2 sentences, okay? And I try to grab their attention with that very first sentence. If that very first sentence and the photo that goes along with the post doesn't grab attention, they're not going to read the rest of it. And you also have to keep in mind, if it's a longer post and you don't like really grab their attention, they're definitely going to keep scrolling. And the best thing I can say was when you're making these posts, okay, think about if it were you living the busy lifestyle that you live, are you really going to stop there and read a post that's like 5 paragraphs long, unless it's like something that really, really grabs you? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I sure as heck ain't. Like, I don't have time for it. I'll be very honest. I don't have time for it. Now, if it's somebody, again, that, I'm following, I'm creating a relationship with, I genuinely, want to help them through whatever they're going through, then yes, I will take the time to read it, but just no. So in regards to photos, I forgot who shared this tip with me, but I like to go to Pinterest for pose ideas. Now, I'm basically a plus size lady, so some of these poses that these little skinny minis do, I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that with my hip, girl. Like, what in tarnation are you doing over there? So I look up plus size model pose ideas. I always make sure that I do what fits me. Okay. I pick one day each week and I do my thing. I do my hair, my makeup. I make sure that I put my DFT in a visible area. All right. Nothing that's going to be like obvious, like, oh my gosh, look at my DFT, but just like nonchalantly, like maybe on my wrist or something. I love wearing them around like a bracelet or whatnot anyway. I grab some different shirts, some different outfits. I typically stick with the same bottoms, because it's either black leggings or a pair of jeans or shorts or something, or a dress. And I just start clicking. I don't even have a photographer. Like, you don't need a photographer. That's no problem. Prop your phone up wherever you can find. I've propped my phone up on water bottles before. I use my screen door. Like, if you were on my work sesh Zoom yesterday morning, I showed you guys what I do. I use my pop socket and I hang my phone on my screen door glass. Like, and then there's the perfect lighting because it's all open, you know what I mean? So yeah, you do have to make sure you have good lighting. Okay, natural lighting is the best. All right, pay attention to your background. All right, I know we're not going to be sitting here portraying like the perfect life or whatever, but have some respect for yourself. I'm not trying to get on anybody, but I've seen some horrid backgrounds. Again, I'm not trying to be a judgmental person or anything like that, but you're trying to run a business here. We are in basically attraction marketing, so make it look attractive, but again, you have to make it look relatable too at the same time. So if you have a few toys on your floor, that's different. But if you have dishes that's been piled up for a freaking week, go wash them dangling dishes before you take a darn picture with them in the background. All right. Have fun, seriously. So my phone personally, I have a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. It's an older one. I don't want 5G phones. So I have it to where if you say cheese, smile, or hold your hand up on mine, it'll count down 2 seconds and snap the picture for me. Or you can set it up on a timer. Tripods work as well. Okay, seriously, just have fun with it. Don't overthink it. I know all these tips that I just gave you, it might portray it as me overthinking it, but once it becomes a routine, a habit, you'll see, like, you'll just flow right through it. Okay. Reels, another thing that I typically do a bunch, the same day that I do my pics, because why? I have a bunch of outfits out, my hair, my makeup's done, my DFT's in a spot, that people can see it. I'm already having fun, in a good mood, taking pictures. So of course I'm going to go ahead and batch some reels up. The other day, I did 10 reels in my living room. I did one yesterday on the work sesh just to show people, okay, like how I do it, and how I did one of those, oh my gosh, what's it called? A transition, I guess you could kind of call it. A transition reel, and I showed folks how to put the text on that. Okay. What are reels? Reels are on Instagram. It is like the hottest thing right now. Okay. The hottest thing since sliced bread. So I definitely suggest that you guys go in there and familiarize yourself with that. And listen, if you weren't on my work session Zoom yesterday, I did record it to my cloud. I don't know if I feel 100% comfortable with posting it for the entire team group, but if you reach out to me personally, I'm sure I can get you the link. Or YouTube. Guys, I think we all forget about that free resource. I mean, YouTube, like, there's people who post tutorial videos of everything. Okay. It's super duper helpful. Okay. Uh, Okay, yeah. During the week, I do have notes right now, guys. During the week, I will browse reels, but I'll do it on a timer. All right. I'll set a timer for 10 minutes, because if not, your girl will get trapped. And I'm telling y'all, you can have the best mind control. You can be super disciplined, but I'm telling you, like, you will get sucked into reels so quick. It's basically the Instagram version of TikTok. All right. So make sure that you set that timer and be disciplined. Okay. So what I do is same thing with TikTok, girl. Same thing with TikTok. So what I do, sorry guys, I had a burp. I had to mute myself. I save the audio or the actual reel itself. And you can do that in Instagram. I think it's on the bottom. It's like 3 buttons. I could be wrong. Just go into your reels and click a bunch of buttons. And then you can save them, and then you can go back to them. If you go to your main profile. Oh, sorry guys, we just got where we're supposed to be. You guys can go back to them and you can do them yourself. Okay. So I just got to where I am right now. So stories. I like to batch the stories as well. I get a few together. I like to go around my house and take pictures of, the 3 steps. That way I have them, if I'm running busy, if I'm really busy, running behind on any morning, I don't have to worry about doing a story right then and there. I can go to my saved ones. And guys, listen, do not, don't be stingy. Okay. Like, teamwork, dream work, the whole spiel, right? Teamwork, dream work, share it with your team. I have a folder, I have an album in my Facebook that is literally, in my team page that is literally loaded with stories that I have shared with my team. Okay. Again, sharing is caring. Teamwork makes the dream work. We are literally in this together. I'll be honest, when I first started, I didn't want to share nothing, because when I first started, I was like, I'm in competition with all these people, like, I got to get all the thrivers. I can't share my good stuff with them, because then they're going to use it and they're going to get all these customers. No, there are so many people in this world, like millions of people. There's enough people for everybody. Okay. So don't be stingy. Sharing's caring. All right. Use your past posts for help with, story content and creating stories. Okay. Um, you can use those to, I'm sorry guys, I got a little distracted. You can use those to, plan out the perfect story. Sorry, I had to step outside because Cashman is sleeping. um, so you guys can go back to them and just make like 4 or 5 slides out of it. Take your post, break it up a little bit. You don't have to use word for word, but let's say that you did a payday post last Tuesday, or the second Tuesday of the month, and you're an auto bonus earner. Talk about that. Even if you're not an auto bonus earner, you can still talk about that and show people that you're working towards it. But I definitely think that stories is the best thing. Same thing, product, do a product Unfold or Canva. I've been loving Canva, but I still like to go to Unfold from time to time. Another thing that you guys can do to work smarter, not harder, if you guys have an Android, even if you have an Apple product, I'm sure you can download Google Photos. Download Google Photos, okay? And you can load your photos up on Google Photos. Go to a picture. So like you can take a screenshot of one of your past posts, okay? Take a screenshot. Then you can, or one of your past stories, take a screenshot, go load that picture up in Google Photos, okay? At the bottom of your screen, right in the middle, it'll say lens. It'll actually look like the Instagram icon, like a little camera. Guys, if you click on that, it will pull up that picture, and you tap on any words in that screenshot, you can copy the text from a screenshot. So you don't have to sit there and write it over and over again. I really like to utilize this when it comes to product stories. Okay. What does the capsules do? Okay, they're my human jumper cables, whatever. I don't have time to sit there and type that out 5,000 freaking times. So I go to my Google Photos, click on lens, copy and paste, boom, done. Again, smarter, not harder. Sorry, there's 33 comments in here, and holy moly. Oh, you used a lens. Nice, nice. Oh, perfect. Okay, in regards to the font generator, that is really awesome on stories. Just be mindful when you're using the font generator in Facebook on a post. There are several phones that when people use that, like my friend Callie, for example, she can't see any of the words that I use that special font for. All they are boxes and X's and symbols. So just be mindful when it comes to that. Can you send the link to me, please? Well, you guys are going to have to send me a Facebook message, okay? If you guys want them. So I'm Starr Marie on Facebook, and I'm not home right now, so I'll have to get that when I get home. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up before I go. You use a can of peas to prop your phone. That's great. That's wonderful. Yes, yeah, it is good to know. And I didn't know it until Callie's like, "What does this post say?" I was like, apparently a bunch of X's and O's. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm kissing my husband. That sounded so bad. I'm kissing him off to work. Love you, babe. Have a good day. All right. Love you. Guys, this is just a prime example. You can do this business no matter what you have going on in your life. I'm sitting here. I'm at my bestie's house, one of my bestie's house, and her and I, we haven't been able to see each other in 2 weeks. That's the longest we've went in a very long time. Our families were sick. I was like, you know what? Today's the day. My husband's going off to work. I'm doing the mom thing, and here I am still on this Zoom. So excuses are like bum holes. Everybody's got one, right? Okay. Lives. What days do you want to commit to going live? It doesn't have to be the same day every single week. All right, guys. Like, you don't have to stress yourself out. I love you too. Have a good day. Be careful. Thanks. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to say, okay, every single Tuesday I'm going to go live at this time, and then, next Tuesday something pops up and then you're like, oh crap. It's okay. All right. It doesn't have to be the same day. And all lives don't have to be planned. Okay. You just, They don't. You can just pop on there when you're feeling in the mood, or when you're feeling super inspired, or when your kid is doing something so freaking adorable and you just have to show the world. Okay. I'm not saying to plan out all your lives, but those that you do want to plan out, you'll just want to take some notes, plan this while you're doing your batch post, your planning. Write down little notes and prepare. Okay. What are the topics that you want to speak on? Is it a thrive story? Is it your thrive story? Do you want to interview somebody? Write down the questions that you're going to ask them, send them over to them. Okay. Um, and then we're going to move on to having a system in place. You get a message. Hey, what is that thing you're doing for all that energy? If you guys don't have something in your text replacements to send when you get that message, you need to. I'm actually going to I'm going to put what Brittany Hyder shared to me in the chat that I have been using. But again, like I was saying, when I first began this Zoom, I changed it up a little bit to better fit me. Okay. So like, let me get it in the chat. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, well, first things first, if they're like, what are you, what is it that you're doing? I automatically say, now this I don't have in text replacements because it's so short. I'm like, hey, darling, yeah, I'm telling you what, I feel so much better than I did before. Have you heard of Thrive before? And they say no. Then I come at them with like, okay, Thrive is blah, blah, blah. All right, we all know what Thrive is. I've had that in text replacements too. And then, they reply. And then when it gets to the point of, them asking, all right, well, I'm thinking about it, like, what's the cost, all that jazz. And that's when I reply to them, well, that all depends on what your struggles and your goals are. Okay. And I asked them, like, can you share that with me? Maybe they're just tired of being tired and overweight. Maybe they have issues with maintaining a healthy weight. They're underweight. You know what I mean? So I take those struggles and those goals, and I'm like, okay, I put them in my back pocket, and then I ask them, now, what is your current diet like? Do you work out? Do you drink water? So on and so forth. Are you a caffeine drinker? Do you rely on soda, coffee, whatever it be? The answer is like, okay, perfect, thank you for that info. Now, what is something that you feel comfortable with investing into those struggles and goals? I asked this because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get together 3 different options for them. Okay, so you see how Brittany has, these are just examples of 3 options. Instead of doing it like this, I don't type it out. I make pictures, and that way they, especially if it's a lady, us women, we like to see and feel things. Of course, we can't really get the feel factor until we start taking Thrive and order it. You know what I mean? But they can at least see the picture of what they're getting. All right. And I do the good, the better, and the best. That goes along with the amount that they're willing to invest, and then their struggles and their goals. So again, make sure that you guys have that in place, because again, that's working smarter, not harder. If you have this planned out like this, it's going to make your job so much easier, and you won't have to stress and overthink things. Okay. Now we're going to move along to IPAs and time management. Now I have several alarms in my phone to remind me to do XYZ. Half the time, I don't even need them. Like, I've gotten to a point to where I don't even need them, but I still keep them on just in case. Why? Because life flipping happens, especially when you're a mother of 2 smart mouth teenagers and 2 climb everything, smack everything, get into everything toddlers. Okay. So gratitude and visualization. Okay. Oh, Alicia's on here right now. Hi, Alicia. And listen, what we're about to go over of how I do things in the morning If you are on my work sesh in the morning, you snuck on, you little sneak. You probably know this by now, okay? So the work sesh was a power hour, but I had to change the time because, life changed on me. My hubby went back to work, so now we do it for 45 minutes, and it's a work sesh, okay? So I start with catching up on any of my posts from the day before, like any comments or comments or messages. Like, I like to get back in there because I do it right before I go to bed. Lizzie, stop, you're distracting me. I do it right before I go to bed. But then when I wake up in the morning, I have people from many different time zones on my Facebook, so they've commented while I was sleeping. So I go there, I like to, reply. And guys, anytime, thank you, Alicia, anytime that you are replying to these comments or leaving comments on the people that you're following or whatnot on posts. And again, there's 1,000 ways to the beach. Some people are like, oh no, that's not right. Whatever, it works for me, right? So 4 or more comments, 4 or more words. Okay. And if it's on somebody else's post, try to get it to where you ended in a question or something that they're going to want to reply to. Okay. So I do that. I heart react to all of them, or if it's like sad, I do whatever reaction is relevant, but I don't just do a thumb. Okay. Then I search for birthdays. So I go to my birthdays. All right. Or I go to my search bar on Facebook. I type out birthdays, and I go to the ones from the day before. I'd like to do belated birthdays. Again, 1,000 ways to the beach. I like to stick out from the crowd. Think about it. When it's your birthday, how many posts, how many messages, how many comments, how many texts, how many calls for the crazy people that still talk on the phone do you get? A lot. A freaking gazillion. Like this past birthday, I think I had like 500 freaking posts and comments, and I was like, holy but Jesus. Like, and that just told me, like, gotta do belated. So what I do, let me put this in. I have it in my text replacement. This is what I send. Hey there, darling. Happy belated birthday. I was thinking about reaching out yesterday, but figured you were being bombarded with messages and posts, so I didn't want to add to that. Did you get to do anything fun to celebrate? And I can't tell you how many. Oh, yeah, audio clips are good too. I can't tell you how many people have messaged me back like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. I was, bombarded yesterday, exactly as I had thought that they would be. Sorry, I'm moving on here. Oh, yes. Okay. I also, before I send the message, I like to use the opportunity to visit each of their pages and see if there's somebody that I still even want on my friends list. If not, delete. If yes, send the belated birthday message. I mean, some people might be like, oh, well, that's rude. But I mean, at the end of the day, if they're not going to, if you don't see them fitting into your organization or, benefiting from the product, it's maybe it's, they're filled with negativity or whatever. Protect your energy, protect your legacy, and just delete and move on. Okay. So bless and release. Then we will get to our morning post. If it's not a good time for me to post, I'll at least prep it. I've actually been going live the past 2 mornings with a devotional that I just realized I left at home. That's cute. I like to do that. And then I go straight to engagements. If you guys are on my work sesh, y'all know engagements is my favorite part. Engagements and follow-ups. I freaking love doing the engagements. So I set a timer for 10 minutes most times. Again, if you're on my work session, that sometimes I forget the timer and then I'm like, oh, whoops. So we kind of went over. That happens a lot, hot mess express, but at least we try. And this is the time that I take to, pull out my potential list. And guys, real quick, when it comes to the potential list, if you were not on Excel Empire the other night, oh man, Chas was on fire like always. You guys find somebody that really lights your fire and make sure that you plug into them all the time. I'm telling you, I don't miss it. The previous week when I missed that Zoom, when me and my family were sick, oh my gosh, I was so sad. Like I cried. I'll be very honest with you. So when it comes to engagements, if you don't have a list of potentials, or maybe your potential list is quote unquote drying up, I'm telling y'all, go to your stories, go to your oldest story and write down every single non-thriver that viewed your story. Okay. Go to their page. If you don't already know a little bit about them to where you can write a few notes down about them, go to their page and just read some of their posts. You can scroll back, maybe go back 2 weeks, see what they've been up to, see what they're struggling with, like where they have a need. Okay. Maybe they are a school bus driver and they're out of work for the summer. Now we all know, at least here in Pennsylvania, all I see is people complaining about how messed up the unemployment benefits are. Well, guess what? You have something to where they won't have to rely on unemployment benefits and if they're going to show up next week or not. Okay, you have something that can help them. So what do? You put that in the notes. Okay, you put that in the notes next to their name. School bus driver needs income. Seriously. And what comes with that? If you have, again, for an example, a school bus driver, she is, she's out of work for the summer. Unemployment benefits suck because it's just a mess right now. Chances are she's stressed out of her mind. Stressed, she's worried, she's anxious, she's having all the negative feelings. Okay. So not only does she need the financial aspects of this, but she also is going to need the product side of this. Okay. Write that down. Write that down. I guarantee you, anybody who has financial stresses in their life not only need the product. I'm sorry, not only need the business opportunity, but they need the product too. They need the product too. And that's why I personally, I'm huge with leading with the product. Sometimes too huge. I really do have to share more about the business. But that's just, honestly, all of my promoters were once customers anyway. Okay. So I'd like to pull out my potential list. And again, that's how you can find potentials. Go to your past posts, anybody who's even liked it. Okay. And then, pinpoint people who you think would be good at the business or need the product. Go to their page, interact on their posts less than 2 to 3 days old. Okay. Now I do know, like, as I, have scrolled Facebook before, like my feed or whatnot, trying to get new potentials added, I see that posts from like last week are popping up. I don't know why, but there is a feature in Facebook where you can view the most recent posts, like the most recent like people like just posted it like just now or 5 minutes ago. Okay, I don't know if you guys know about that feature, but it's pretty helpful. Make sure you're leaving intentional comments with something that will cause them to engage back with you. I've been using this example since I started. Okay, you see a picture, this girl that you've been following, she's a stay-at-home mom, 3 girls, life's crazy for her. She posts a picture of her youngest and the cutest bow ever. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. Where did you get that bow from? She's going to reply, oh, thank you, I got it off of Etsy, or I got it at Wally World, or I got it at Target. She's going to reply, and then you're going to reply back to that and be like, oh, thank you so much, I think my niece would look adorable in that, or something. Okay, again, this is just an example. All right. Go through your stories and reply to your stories. This also gets you into their messenger. I like to mute the stories of other thrivers. Okay. If there are people who you follow in the business, they inspire you or whatever it be intentional and go to their page. Okay. You do not have to put them in you can still mute their stories and you can go intentionally view their stuff. Leave that, like when you're going through stories, leave that to your potentials, or creating new potentials, building new relationships. Okay. New friendships. Okay. So then I'll move on to follow-ups. Again, 10-minute timer. I intentionally follow up with people at a time that would make sense for them to respond. So let's say I get to Mary Sue. She's on my follow-up list. And I know that Mary Sue, her time, okay, so it may be 7 o'clock my time or 7:30 my time, but it's like 4:30 her time. Am I going to send Mary Sue a message at 4:30 in the morning her time? Heck no. But what am I going to do? I'm going to write a note down. I could even prepare the message, jot down a few notes, and then the next time that my timer goes off in my phone for me to do engagements or follow-ups, that's when I'm going to go in there and send that message to Mary Sue. Okay. So make sure you're mindful. So going back to the potential list, if you do know the time zone, put it in there, put it in your notes. Okay. Go into Messenger and search keywords. Okay. Search keywords like skin, thrive, 3 steps, simple, weight, energy, miserable, like literally anything that relates to thrive, anything, nutrition, like whatever. Search that. And then it'll pull up messages that maybe you even forgot about, write those names on a list and follow up with them again at a time that would make sense for them. All right. It's about their time, not yours. Search through previous business and thrive posts and write down the names of the folks who engaged with those posts. And again, follow up with them. All right. You can even search your page for keywords to find those posts easily. Later on in the day, send them a message thanking them for their support on your posts and ask them how they're doing. Start a conversation. And when we say to do follow-ups, y'all, it doesn't mean that you have to be, oh, hey, Felicia, I just wanted to see if you were thinking about Thrive still. No. Go to Felicia's page. Felicia and her family just got back from a nice vacation down to Virginia Beach. They posted all these cute pictures. Their kids look so happy. They made some awesome sand castles. Get into Felicia's Messenger and be like, oh my gosh, Felicia, it looks like you guys had such a great time at Virginia Beach. Is that a vacation spot that you would recommend for me and my family? Because we're trying to find a spot to go to this year. Bada bing, bada boom. Not only is that creating a relationship with them, but it's helping you find a good vacation spot at the same time. Have relevant, real conversations. You are a human being, okay? Then I will, set an alarm, add to my network for 5 minutes. Guys, this looks different for everybody. I know it does, okay? Make sure that you are intentionally adding people, okay? Go back into the people that you've added. And I would cancel any friend requests that are older than like 2 weeks old. If you really want to be their friend, cancel it and resend it, but not to everybody, okay? I've had it to where my friend request was missed. I would cancel it, resend it, and boom, it was accepted, okay? And listen, you have to think too, when you're sending these friend requests out, what are people going to do first and foremost? They're going to go to your page if they don't know you personally. They're going to go to your page. They're going to see what you're all about. They're going to see, who you are. And if you have a bunch of Thrive thrown up everywhere, they're not going to accept it. And if they do, maybe 5% out of 100 are going to accept it. So, and again, 1,000 ways to the beach. So we all know that Paul loves Thrive. Thrive is Paul's baby. Okay. But you're building your own legacy here at the same time. So those cute little frames that say 1, 2, 3, thrive with me, in my opinion, from my business standpoint, horrible idea. And again, my opinion, 1,000 ways to the beach. If it's all up in your profile, in your cover photo, no, they're not going to accept you. If it's in your featured photos, chances are they're not going to accept you. Now, listen, if you sprinkle it, or if you have like featured stories where it walks you through the business opportunity, like I love the way Ashley Sy has her Facebook set up. Okay, it's not like bam, thrive in your face, buy my products, thrive with me. It's very what's the word, subtle, I think that's the word I'm looking for. It's very informative and it looks nice and neat and clean. Okay, keep that in mind. Go through your past posts, any ones that you have made public, set them to friends only, and keep your more like lifestyle posts public. Okay, so everybody follow. I do have a part where it says to follow on Instagram, but again, I'm going to leave that up to the pros next week because I am not an Instagram pro. If you guys do interact in groups, intentionally, build relationships with them, and then go through your friends list and search through their friends with people that match your target audience and also add from there. Okay. Do not do this with fellow Thriver friends. If you see that somebody is already a friend with a Thriver, okay, I personally refrain from adding them. If I miss it, like, oops, no ill intentions or anything like that. But yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Now, in regards to the alarms that I have to keep me on track after that work session. So again, like I said, I've gotten to a point to where I don't even need these alarms, but I still keep them in case life happens. So at 9 a.m., I have an alarm set to interact in stories for 10 minutes, and then I post a story. Okay, whether it's a business unfold or, a product story or just a story of my kids doing goofy off the wall shit. All right. Um, Time varies, by the way. So again, like I said, if I already did it, my 9 o'clock alarm goes off, I just, dismiss it. 12:05, I have an alarm set to engage for 15 minutes, post, and then engage for another 10 minutes. Now, if it's not an ideal time for that day, I do like to see how many people are online. And I do that by, Lydia shared it with you guys many times. If you have certain phones, I know certain phones don't do it, but mine does. I have an Android. If you go into Facebook, you click on the live button, it's going to tell you how many people are online. And I typically run anywhere from 4 to 500 people. But if it's any lower than 300, I'm not going to post, me personally, with my network. Okay. And I'm at just about 3,000 friends. So make sure you take that into consideration as well. Okay. You don't have to have the same number as me. So like, let's say you have 1,000 friends. If you have like 100 to 200 on, I would think that that's a good percentage of your friends. So go ahead and post. Okay. So think about that too. They said we would never use math in everyday life, and here we are talking about percentages and stuff. So anyway, 1 p.m. stories show up. This is the time that I will, if I do, have time or whatnot, I'll talk in my stories. Again, like maybe I'll talk about what I made the kids for lunch. Maybe I'll talk about, my midday pick me up, my activate, talking about activate, y'all. Oh my heavens, 14 ounces of milk, half a packet or half a scoop of vanilla, half a packet of activate, and half of a banana with like 3 ice cubes blended up. Heaven in yo mouth. Okay. Delicious. So I talked about that. I took 2 slides. I talked about that this morning. It was so good. I think there is some activate in my diaper bag, girlfriend. So I got you. I don't leave the house without it. And then, so I do a story show up, again, talking maybe kids. Then I'll set a timer and I will catch up on my posts from like in the morning, or I'll catch up on my messages. Okay. Now listen, I still do, I check in with my team all day. I'm always talking with my team. Okay. If you work a job that you can't do that, make sure your team knows who they can reach out to. Make sure they know their leadership, okay? And layered leadership. So it doesn't even have to be somebody above them. It can be a side sister. It can be somebody under them that can help. Like seriously, as soon as you hit that button, you're a leader anyway. So 3:30, I set a timer for 10 minutes and I'll interact again in stories. I'll check on my views. This is another time that I like to write down, maybe new viewers. And then at 6:15, I'll engage for 10 minutes, post, and then engage for another 10 minutes. And then at 9 p.m., I like to do stories for bed. This is when I'll also, I'll post my stories for bedtime. I'll catch up on any comments. I tag myself in photos that I posted of myself that day, which typically I only post 1 picture a day, y'all. Like I like to do block posts or live in the morning. I've honestly got like my Facebook and how my audience and my market works. I can post 1 to 2 times max a day. max a day. But if you're brand spanking new and you're working on getting your algorithm warmed up, you want to post at least 3 times a day and keep them at least 90 minutes to 2 hours apart. Okay. Well, that's all I have for you. I didn't think I was going to have enough content to fill up a whole hour, but here we are. How do you mute stories? All right, let me do this real quick. I don't know if I can do a screen share. Nope, I can't. All right, never mind. Okay, so listen, guys, if you open up your Facebook app and you go to somebody's story, at the top of their story, there's going to be an X and there's going to be 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots. It'll pull up a little menu from the bottom. It'll say mute story, find support, copy link to share the story. Click on mute story and it'll mute their story out. All right, guys. So my mom's going to do Brave today. Don't go anywhere. What do you mean?
Yes. I wanted to let everybody know if they have not won anything
I was
during the
getting there.
morning Zoom. There you go. Go ahead. You tell them.
If you guys have not won anything during the morning Zooms, please drop me in the comments. Go ahead, Mom. Start
right,
off with Brave.
We are on day 79. Blaze a trail. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalms 119, verse 105. A few years ago, I sat across the table in a coffee shop here in Nashville as a young single girl told me of her aches and pains and the faith issues that in her mind were directly related to her singleness. I hear you, sister. She didn't cry, but I held a napkin in my grip because I thought for sure that she would at any moment. She told me stories many that I felt she was pulling from my own journal as a 20-something single Christian gal. I told her what I never knew to tell myself. I know it hurts, but God has not forgotten you. He is showing you his love for you, even now. Believe him. Believe his word. Believe his heart. I had just started writing publicly about my single life, and this girl had noticed. And she asked me, why now? What is it about this year that finally made you want to talk about it? God, I said. He just made it clear this was the right time. Without hesitation, she said, I'm so glad. We all need trailblazers. Now that I see that you've done this, I genuinely think I can do it too. I almost laughed. Trailblazer? Sister, if this is trailblazing, I am the most cut up, ill-equipped, whiny leader a team has ever encountered. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I sing in my head as the tears pour and I push forward on this trail. To be honest, I never meant for this to be my path, but can my pain make it easier for someone else? You, my friend, married or single, female or male, you are blazing a trail with your life for the younger men and women behind you. They will have their own overgrowth to challenge them, and they will lead the way for others because you are making a way for them. This is so on point. Saving them some pain that your bloodied arms prove is real and honoring their footsteps by providing a clear path. You get the chance to live courageously. You were meant for it. You were born for it. It never feels easy and it is never free, but is what we want more than anything else. Never forget as you step forward with your life that you are a trailblazer. Today's task, where are you trailblazing? I absolutely love that. If somebody was asking in the chat about the card for vendor events, just send me a private message, please, and thank you. Starr, do you have a winner?
Yes, my amazing, beautiful, kind, caring, smart, brave niece picked the winner. Do you want to tell them her name?
What's your name? Oh.
What's her name? Heather. Heather, you are the winner. Heather does not have a last name on here, but she put me with a heart, me with a red heart. So Heather, if you can, yes, there you are, babe. There you are. Do me a favor, send me a private message, because Brittany is not available right now. So I will get your information and then I will forward it to her. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Gemma?
Yeah, that was Gemma.
Thank you, Gemma, for picking the winner. You have a beautiful heart, young lady.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope you have a great day. Have a great day. Enjoy the weekend with your friends, your family. And yeah, remember what I said when I first started the Zoom. Pay attention when you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and listen. Be patient. Seriously, you don't have to be in a rush all the time, okay? Love you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye, everybody. We'll get this loaded up as soon as possible. Thank you.